Nonstick pans are convenient, simple to use, and easy to clean, but they only last a few years and they can release harmful fumes if you overheat them. So if you're looking for other options, this video's for you. In a second, I'll break down the best alternatives to traditional nonstick pans. You'll learn the pros and cons of each and get helpful advice on how to choose. Let's get started. Ceramic nonstick pans are an excellent alternative to traditional Teflon nonstick because they offer similar food release without the risk of creating toxic fumes at high temperatures. In fact, it's the closest thing you can get to a standard nonstick pan in terms of food release and low effort cleaning. Traditional nonstick pans can only handle up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven, but many ceramic nonstick pans can tolerate much higher temperatures. For example, Caraway is oven safe up to 550 degrees, and Green Pan has several collections that can handle up to 600. The main downside of ceramic nonstick is that it doesn't last as long as traditional Teflon nonstick. It's notorious for performing great initially, but after a few months, the surface begins to scratch and wear down, and food will start to stick. Even if you follow the care and use instructions carefully, these pans will only perform well for a year or two. Cast iron is another nonstick pan alternative worth considering. With proper seasoning, cast iron skillets offer a similar cooking experience to nonstick, but they won't break down and need to be replaced after a few years. It's a highly durable material that can last for decades. Unlike nonstick pans, cast iron has virtually no heat limits, and you can use them on all types of stoves, in ovens, under broilers, on grills, and even in campfires. As you use and season a cast iron pan, it develops a natural nonstick surface. Nothing is as slippery as a traditional nonstick pan, but a well-seasoned cast iron comes close. Another benefit of cast iron is that it's affordable. You can get a high-quality skillet for under $40, and considering it can last forever, that's an amazing value. All that said, cast iron has its flaws. First, acidic foods like tomatoes and vinegar can strip away the seasoning, making the pan reactive and diminishing its nonstick abilities. Even if you avoid cooking acidic ingredients, cast iron needs to be reseasoned once in a while. Besides seasoning, you need to be careful about how you clean cast iron. Always hand wash and avoid excessive soap because that can degrade the seasoning. And you need to dry cast iron immediately to prevent rust. Another downside is that cast iron is heavy, and because of that, it can scratch glass cooktops and countertops. Finally, its thick construction takes a minute or two longer than most aluminum nonstick pans to preheat. Carbon steel pans are an excellent alternative to nonstick for a few reasons. First, they offer a slick nonstick surface when they're seasoned properly. It takes some time and effort to build the seasoning, but once it's there, food doesn't stick and it's easy to clean. Second, carbon steel pans have thinner walls and are significantly lighter than cast iron. For example, the average 12-inch cast iron skillet weighs 8 pounds, and the average 12-inch carbon steel skillet weighs around 4 pounds. Lastly, these pans can handle high heat. Most carbon steel pans are oven safe up to at least 600 degrees, but some can go even higher. For example, made-in carbon steel pans can handle up to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. But before you replace your nonstick pans with carbon steel, there are a few downsides. First, the surface is not as slick as a Teflon-coated nonstick pan. And similar to cast iron, the seasoning will break down if you cook acidic foods. Without proper seasoning, it can react and alter the flavor and appearance of the food. Next, carbon steel naturally changes color as it's used. It has a blotchy brown and silver appearance as the seasoning builds up. To put it bluntly, carbon steel is not the best looking cookware. While that doesn't impact performance, it's not the type of pan you'd want to put on display or use as a serving dish. Finally, you can't put it in a dishwasher, and excessive soap will strip the seasoning. Stainless steel pans are durable, versatile, and with the proper techniques offer a slick cooking surface. Unlike non-stick, stainless steel pans are broiler safe and don't release toxic fumes if accidentally overheated. While most non-stick pans are not compatible with induction due to their aluminum base, stainless steel works on all cooktops. Unlike cast iron and carbon steel, stainless steel is non-reactive and doesn't require seasoning, so you can cook anything without an issue. The main downside is that stainless steel does not release food the way non-stick pans do. In fact, it's probably the least non-stick of all the alternatives. I recently posted a video explaining how to prevent food from sticking to stainless steel, which I'll link to below, but the main thing to know is that it takes practice. And even with the right techniques, cooking delicate foods like eggs in a stainless steel pan is not easy. Similarly, stainless steel grips food well. While that helps with searing and browning, it also makes it tough to clean. Unlike non-stick pans that take a few seconds to wipe clean, it takes a lot more effort to restore stainless steel pans. Finally, stainless steel is one of the most expensive alternatives to non-stick pans. Although affordable options are available, you could easily spend over $200 for one pan from a premium brand. So which of these alternatives is right for you? If you're just looking for a pan to cook eggs and other delicate ingredients without sticking, go with ceramic non-stick. It's the most similar in terms of food release, but it won't last as long. If you're looking for something more versatile and durable, go with cast iron or carbon steel. Both become non-stick once the seasoning builds up, but it can take some time and effort to get there. Stainless steel doesn't require seasoning, but it can be expensive, and even with the right cooking techniques, it's not nearly as slick as a non-stick pan. If you want to learn more about these alternatives, I'll link to my full review of each in the description below. I'll also link to my favorite brands within each category. Those are affiliate links, so I will earn a commission if you click and buy, but at no extra cost to you. If this was helpful, check out this video where I highlight the best cookware made in the USA. And don't forget to click the logo to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.